Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the second episode of The Rookies. This is the 680 The Fan intern podcast for the summer. My name is Payton Munroe. I'm going to be the host for today. I'm joined by Jack and Chris. Y'all can go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Jack Cunningham from Atlanta. Attend Stanford University and glad to be here at 680 The Fan this summer.
Yeah, my name is Chris Matthews. I'm from Suwanee, Georgia, and I go to GCSU, and I'd love to be here at 680 The Fan.
Yeah, I'm from Marietta, and I go to UGA, rising senior, so go Dogs. Today we're going to talk about everything NBA, the finals going on currently, the draft, kind of our own opinions and our takes on that. So with that, OKC, Pacers, 2 games have gone underway. They're headed to Indiana this coming week. OKC, first time being in the finals since 2012. Pacers, first time since 2000, 25 years. Chris, I know you're an OKC guy. You have them, what, in 6?
I got them in 6,
In 6?
Mm-hmm. I just think they're overall just dominant, and I mean they're going to Indiana. It's going to be tough. They're going to be loud. Indiana's always
their home court advantage is insane.
They just go all out for it. But I do have OKC in 6.
And I mean, you talk about them heading to Indiana. The home court advantage is going to be a big thing. Caitlin Clark, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I was about to say she's for sure going to be there.
Oh, I bet all home games. I don't doubt it. So you mentioned, the Pacers and the Thunder, it's been a hot minute since they've got to this point, the NBA Finals. And so I got a stat. In the 21-22 season, the Thunder went 24-58, and the Pacers, they ended up going 25-57. But, now in 2025, 3 years later, look what coaching and the players buying in and just the overall team chemistry can do as, the Thunder, they finished 68-14, and the Pacers finished 50-32, and they're now here, headed to Indiana.
Yeah, it's really nice to see all those guys that kind of came in like 2022 be able to stick around for not only those 3 years, but kind of grow with the coach and grow with the team and get used to each other. Like, it really is a testament to how much that team chemistry and coaching plays in that aspect, because you have 2 teams who honestly don't really have like the iconic big names of Harden, Westbrook, guys that used to play for the Thunder, and like LeBron, Curry, like those guys, those big iconic veteran players. They're nowhere to be found this year in the finals, which is so interesting. And I honestly personally think that makes the finals way more fun because you get to see kind of the rise of these young guys kind of take on the NBA Finals, which is great. Like Halliburton and Chet and, even Anthony Edwards and the T-Wolves. Like, those guys are so much fun to watch. And I think that honestly makes for a more entertaining series.
Yeah, as you said, with them being young, I think the OKC's average age on there is 25 years old, and then Pacers 26. Both one of the youngest teams in the NBA right now, and they're both in the finals. So it's not the older guys, it's more of the younger guys, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Talking, about the young guys, you see it. Let's break it down for the Thunder, and then for the Pacers, you have SGA, Chet, and Lewis Dort, kind of the main 3. I mean, there's lots of other contributing factors.
I think Jalen Williams should be in there, but for the OKC.
All right, well, there you go. I think Lewis Dort's got maybe the best name. His parents did a great job naming him.
Yeah. You like the name?
I do like the name. But, Halliburton, Siakam, his presence inside, Nesmith, sharpshooter.
Yeah, there's 6 threes in that last fourth quarter.
Woo, impressive.
To come back from a 14-point comeback in 3 minutes, I think that was pretty insane.
Mm-hmm. And Siakam winning MVP and Halliburton thinking he was going to win it. I remember on that was funny. The All-Star, he just they called the name and he thought it was him, and
he was
then
stepping up.
And then Siakam got it, and it was like no. But Halliburton, I mean, he had a historic triple-double in what game was that?
Game 4 against
Game
the Knicks.
4, yeah.
Yeah, he had a historical triple-double. It was 32 points, 12 rebounds, and 15 assists, which is kind of insane for a point guard to get that many rebounds too. It's just crazy.
No, exactly. The Athletic put a poll out. It was 90 players anonymously, and 14.4% of that was recorded Halliburton as the most overrated player in the league. So I think saying that, and then kind of Halliburton kind of going to I had the last laugh, I'm going to go to the finals and, put a historic 30-something point triple-double on their heads. It was crazy. He's done so well this finals. Say what you want about him in the normal season, but he has kind of gone off for
I would say he
Pacers.
was kind of overrated in the regular season, but he's definitely shown what he can do, why he's a superstar, why they pay him that money in the postseason. And in the end of it, all it comes down is the postseason. It doesn't really matter what you do in the regular season as long as you get to postseason.
Mm-hmm.
So just with that, getting that clutch game-winning shot, or not game-winning, but to put him to OT, and then further on win that game, I think that's pretty cool. And he's like Mr. Clutch, as he said earlier.
I agree. Mr. Clutch, ice in his veins, dynamic guard, can dribble, penetrate, drive, draw, dish with the rock in his hands. Just so much, things he can dude that really contributed. Yeah,
guard.
he is. He's just a star in the making.
Yeah, and speaking of more of like the young guys as well, like I know I mentioned like Anthony Edwards, Halliburton, Chet, like those guys who have kind of like spent the last couple like 3 years in their teams like really focusing on. I personally think like say what you want, but I personally think LeBron's kind of on his way out. He's a little bit of an older guy. Like those guys that were big names like Harden and Westbrook and Curry and Thompson and D-Wade and all these guys, like I think they're on their way out, and I think the new generation is coming in. So I think many people a couple years ago would have said like LeBron is the new face of the NBA. Like who do y'all think could possibly be, or already is, but no one really knows, like the face of the NBA right now? Like is it one of those younger guys in the finals?
He's not in the finals, but from what my perspective, I think it's gonna be his Georgia boy, Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man. I do, yeah. He's just an elite scorer. His ability to get into the
he
paint.
hates that.
Yeah, he
Not a huge fan, but we'll hear him out.
He's a clutch performer. He's a two-way threat. He can just dunk on anyone and also just play immaculate defense. His personality, he's naturally funny. He jokes with his teammates all the time. He also has an authentic interviews. I mean, you know,
he has the most. I was like figuring this out the other day. He has the most fines in NBA history. Like that, he's a great player. He killed it. I mean, they only really kind of kicked butt in Game 3. The T-Wolves in the series, but
42 points.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. He's a Bulldog, so go Dogs there. I gotta give him some credit on that. But yeah, I think it's like $400,000 he's accumulated in the NBA on fines. Like
keep his mouth shut
he
a little
is
bit on
a
those
stone cold
but
killer, but that boy has got a mouth on him for sure.
I just think though he's a young 23-year-old leader. He led the Timberwolves to the playoffs, to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I just that's pretty impressive to do at 23. And he's got a lot of responsibility with that, and I just think he can improve more. Just if he keeps his mouth shut on the post game, I think it'll be even better.
Yeah.
I mean, woo, Ant-Man, just listening to that was like a jumping back in my seat, But I think that's key to you, Chris, that you said Ant-Man. 23-year-old flavor of the month. Georgia, Atlanta, homeboy. I get the point where you're trying to make. Realizing young talent maybe for the future, but I really got to look at this big picture, Chris. Yeah. And I got to, think, big name, has won rings, has had many accomplishments, and that's the one and only Steph Curry. And I got...
Really?
Without a doubt.
Steph Curry.
The chef.
You think he's going to, stick around, though? I feel like he's also one of those...
Yeah, he's one of those older guys.
Like, he's just not... I don't know. I feel like for, us, watching up, he was kind of relevant, but... I don't know,
as a face of the NBA now,
exactly.
You really think it's going to be...
I feel like he had his time, but I think he's out.
Yeah, I think he was at one point the face of it, but I just don't think now, not in this generation.
I mean, I see where you're going at, but I think Ant-Man is just too young. I mean, 23-year-old, hasn't got a ring, hasn't, he's been in the playoffs and stuff and had uber success, but I mean, as you bring up, Chris, and as you bring up Payton, the loud mouth, I get he's energetic and more, but I think Steph Curry, with all his accomplishments, he really changed the game. 3-point shooting wise, now 60% of shots in an NBA game are from downtown. He's been the face of the Warriors. You can tell me that he's the face of the T-Wolves. I give that to you, but I think Steph is the most influential player of this era. Since been in the league. I know you're gonna say it's been a while, but one team, Ant-Man. Okay, I get it. One team, only 5 years. All right. I think you're looking at the most electric, best shooter in the league, lights it up, game in and game out from the logo.
I will say best shooter, yeah, but...
I mean, I got more, Chris. I can keep going. Averages 25 points a game, elite handles, can drive, draw, and dish the ball.
Ant-Man averaged 25 last season, too.
I think he's got the best floater in the game, a team-first player.
Yeah.
I mean...
he's not going over there and dunking on everyone. He's exciting to watch. I know the threes are cool and stuff, but, you want to see a poster once in a while. You want to see someone get dunked on. You remember Shaq was breaking rims. That was breaking backboards and stuff.
I think it is fun also. I think it is fun that those younger guys are getting more, screen time and getting more appreciation. It's not just the old veteran players anymore. It is these fun new guys coming out of college. Cooper Flagg, going to be in the NBA the next year. We'll get into him as this podcast continues. I think those younger guys are going to cause so much excitement because I don't know. I feel like college basketball, at least from my perspective, is so fun to watch because team affiliations, things like that. But for some reason, the NBA, I feel like is normal during the normal season. is kind of like dying. And I honestly think it's because these old players are heading out. And I think that they're not as good. They can't keep up as much. They don't have enough wind left. And I think these younger players coming into the league will honestly help the NBA and make it more exciting.
I mean,
Hopefully
valid points.
It's also NBA is getting a little soft.
True.
Just too many fouls. Like, let them play on. I feel like it's just too much, too ridiculous in my opinion. But
yeah. All right, we're going to continue to dive into the NBA and more importantly the NBA draft and more of those young players when we return. All right, guys, welcome back. Like I said, we're getting into all NBA stuff today, NBA draft. The draft is June 25th, so a little bit later this month. Cooper Flagg, overall predicted number 1 pick, and I go to the Mavs, which is crazy after, the Mavs traded with Luka, and now they have the number 1 pick. And one thing that's circulating a lot is the NBA draft rigged? Is it rigged? How?
I feel like it's rigged. As she just stated, Mavs trade away their best player, and then they get the number 1 overall pick in the lottery. In my opinion, I think there shouldn't be a lottery. I think it should just be like the NFL: worst team, worst record, gets the best overall pick to help them get their future off. That's what I think it should be, at least.
I mean, I'm right there with you. Piggyback right off your valid point. I think, you see it nowadays. There's like 15 or so teams in this lottery draft, and it's kind of like the lottery, just, picking ping pong balls out of a mason jar, for crying out loud. And, I think it's got to be like the worst team. I believe, if you can fact check me, but the Jazz are just awful this year.
Yeah.
And they didn't even make it anywhere close to 500. And, I think it's got to be like the worst team, maybe to the, best team that wins the NBA Finals potentially, and go in that ranking order.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense for a lottery. Like, why are we giving it up to chance?
Yeah. Well, and nobody sees it, right?
Yeah,
like, it's
also,
all done behind closed doors. Like,
it's gotta
there's
be
no
money involved in everything.
truth to it. Yeah, exactly.
It's just like a coin flip.
It's just literally like a coin flip. And the Hawks have 13th and 22nd, correct?
They do.
So they're, and they had first pick last season, which we just got.
Yeah, we won the lottery.
We won the lottery, and we got screwed. Wemby was the year before us, and now we have Flagg coming up this next year, right in the middle of 2 amazing draft classes, and we got
Zachariah Richelet.
Exactly.
He's all right, but he's not that generational that you got from Wemby or
he's
Cooper
not Wemby.
Flagg.
He's not Flagg.
Like, all the hype between those two compared to Richelet, I didn't even know who Richelet was, to be honest.
I didn't either
before we drafted him. But yeah, that's just crazy to me. We won the lottery. You don't win that often, and we get him right between 2 middle generation guys.
It's what are the Hawks gonna do? What's our future?
Exactly, no future.
So what do y'all think for? Is there what do y'all think for the picks then? 13th
so we have 13th and 22nd.
Two first rounds, not bad.
Yeah, we got 2 first rounds traded.
13th pick. I've been looking at NBA draft prospects and different things of that nature online and doing research, but it's got to be the front runner, Colin Murray Boyles, a power forward out of South Carolina. He's got a great defensive presence. I really think he could be a nice piece with the Great Barrier Thief and Dyson Daniels. He got awards and accolades this past season. And then, he's got a great offensive game as well. Can hit the long ball from downtown, but also bash it on the boards and inside as a power forward. One of, your bigger guys. Got a great wingspan, stands tall at 7 foot. And I think he'd be a great offensive piece as well as defensive piece, with Trey and all that we got, JJ and more.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then for the 22nd pick, I really hope he might not fall to us, but Asanul, another Georgia boy. I know I've been saying a lot of that.
Love that.
But just keep him here, Mine as well. He's a great 6'10", big forward. He's hyperactive. He loves to put in the work. He's got great work ethic. He can also shoot the 3. He loves all of that stuff, and I just feel like he would fit in perfect with the Hawks.
Where do you think he'll go? Do you think he'll go earlier than that?
I think he'll probably around 16, 17.
Okay.
Hopefully he falls to 22, which is a possibility, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I would hope for that. I'm a Georgia Bulldog, so watching him play was great. He was so fun to watch and really a huge player for the Dogs. We didn't have a really great season towards the end, but
to March Madness with the
tough
Bulldog.
first round exit against Gonzaga.
Very tough first round exit. Okay, so we have the draft later in June. The finals are currently going on. Game 3 is later this week, and then all things Braves baseball. We got the Rockies coming up. That series this weekend, and I saw something I'm a big Twitter girl, and I saw something on Twitter that said the Rockies had 4. I think they've had 4 wins since like May 2nd or something, and Scottie Scheffler has had 3 wins on tour since that as well, like all year. So they've had the exact same amount of wins. The Rockies, I think, currently while we're filming this, are like 10 and something. But it is just ridiculous. And I am a big Scottie girl. He just won the Memorial Tournament in Ohio. U.S. Open is coming up in a week. So I'm really excited to see him and kind of, figure out, because I feel like he's just clear dominant force. No one's won back-to-back Memorial Tournaments besides Tiger Woods. So
I agree. I mean, you bring up a valid point. So I actually want to, pose you a question. And, you think Scottie Scheffler, with all his golf success, is it good? Is it bad for the game?
I mean, I think it does. It is hard because when you the same thing with this Memorial Tournament that if anyone had watched, like Ben Griffin had won the Charles Schwab the week before, and he was hot. He was out front. He was leading, I think, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And Scottie was leading in Sunday, but he was, 4 shots ahead of Scottie throughout, like, before the weekend. And everyone kind of knew, like, even you give Scottie 2 strokes heading into Sunday from the lead, he's going to take it and dominate. Like, there is something about him and just his ability to get on the course and focus and just really just not let anything affect him. I think he is just
no distractions.
He just got to lock in. And I think when it comes to the game of golf, I personally, I love Scottie Scheffler. I'm totally biased to him. So I would say it's great for the game of golf. Like, I love seeing him win. But I also do understand, like, Spieth was up there towards the Memorial Tournament. When was the last time Spieth had won? Like 8 years or something?
The Masters and, so many years just falls down the totem pole.
I think when it talks about variety of tour wins, I think if you want to say that's bad for the game, then I can see how someone would make that argument. But I think he is just a competitive player. He's a great player. He's number 1 in the world right now. I think he is out for blood. He is trying to get that, 4 Grand Slam. He's got 2 of them so far. And the U.S. Open would be the 3rd on his belt. Like, I think he's a great player. I think he's a great man. And I think, honestly, like, I would love to watch him win, like, every single tournament. It might get a little hard, but also, like, he's the best, and he works for it, and he prepares, and, like, he owns it. And Tiger really did. Like, he works really hard at what he does, and I think, like, if you want to take the variety of it as bad for the game of golf, like, I would issue then just, like, work harder. Like, Bryson's out there trying to scientifically, figure out how to make his,
yes,
golf balls fly higher and whatever the crap he's talking about. But, like, then just be better. And I think that competitive edge is something in golf that, like,
go to the range.
Put in the work, go in the work. Like, just, that Kobe mentality. Like, you want to be the best, like, work for the best. And I think those in the sport of golf, like, it's so much repetition. And I think Scottie puts in that work. And I think if you want to be like, oh, he's bad for the game, like, then compete. Compete, like, straight up. Yeah.
You bring up valid points.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that is the end of this segment. We will start the next one when we return. All right, guys, so for this last segment, we are going to be playing a little bit of a game. I'm going to be showing Chris and Jack pictures that are real pictures that allude to an NBA logo. So we're going to see if they can kind of guess the logo based on the picture. It's called Guess That Logo. So, first up,
Good luck.
Hey, good luck.
we have...
Golden State.
There you go, the Golden State Warriors.
Man,
that was really easy. I started super early. I started super early.
This is a competition.
It is a competition. Yeah.
Is it a friendly?
No, we'll do competition. Yeah.
Competition
for the
I
glory.
like a little
for
competition.
the glory and fame. Okay,
Yeah.
Chris has got one. Okay, we'll move to the next one.
Jazz.
There you go.
Woo, quick like lightning.
A little saxophone, Utah Jazz. Okay, there we go. Number 3.
Clippers.
Wow.
Quick.
Come on, Chris. Step
I mean,
in the
he's
game,
up
brother.
2-1.
The first one got me good.
All right, you can go to the next one.
Bucks.
Oh, all right.
Okay, we're going 2-2. This is the last one.
Game winner.
Game
Okay,
winner
all right,
goes to
for
the
all
whoever
the
can guess
marbles.
this.
Orlando Magic.
Oh.
Magic Kingdom.
There you go.
Look at that.
I couldn't just quite
Jack
spit
took it.
out.
And speaking of the Magic, they have a new logo.
Really?
I didn't realize that. They do.
Oh.
Yeah.
They do.
I like
I think it came out like yesterday or today. But Orlando Magic have a new logo. So
That's awesome.
Cool.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, that is it for the second episode of The Rookies. We had so much fun. This was awesome. Trying to, analyze the NBA and the draft and all that stuff. Make sure y'all check us out on anywhere you get your podcast, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, and of course, 680 The Fan app. Make sure to check us out. We will be posting new videos every single Monday. So make sure you guys come back and hear what we have to say. We have Janae, Devin, and Sarah on the next episode. So make sure to tune in and stick around with them. and check out what they have to say next week. But this has been the second episode of The Rookies. We'll see you all later.
Yeah.
Bye.